Welcome to the Milestone Moment, where we take top producing realtors and ask them about their story and what brought them to where we are today. Today we have Annie Truong with Keller Williams Bellevue. Annie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited to be here, so thank you for having me.
So obviously we'll get to the Milestone Moment shortly, but tell us a little bit about your background and how you guys to where you are today.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. My background is actually in architecture. I studied at UW for my architectural degree. I was in the field for over 8 years. I knew that I always wanted to do something creative with project management, coordinating, and problem solving. And once I made the transition to real estate, I knew it was a perfect fit.
What was the transition or tipping point from architecture to real estate? How did that happen?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It was actually through hardship and struggle that led me into real estate. I didn't grow up thinking I will be becoming an agent selling homes, when I grow up. However, one of my biggest goals in my life is to buy a home for my parents, and I was able to achieve that through real estate.
Oh, really? When did that happen? Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. That happened after 2.5 years when I started real estate.
Okay.
I was able to save up enough money for a down payment.
Is that like 2020 or so, or pre-COVID?
Yeah, after COVID.
Oh, it was after?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, after COVID. So it was during the hot market as well, but I was able to do that and also remodeled the house for them. So I'm really happy.
So real estate has kind of given a gift to you and a gift to your family, and obviously has been a huge part of your life.
Absolutely. I'm always so grateful for real estate to have given me that opportunity for home ownership for me and my family. And now I get to do that for other people.
Oh my gosh, so inspiring. Now, did you start at Keller Williams Bellevue, or were you at a different office before?
I actually started at Windermere before.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I was with Windermere for over 5 years.
Okay.
And I recently joined Keller Williams in Bellevue end of last year.
Oh, great. What do you think so far? Great office.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, great office. A lot of awesome agents that I get to work with. Very energetic, positive energy, and I just really enjoyed learning with everybody.
Really great culture, and obviously Yasi over there is a big fan. We love having her on too. So tell us now, is there any camaraderie that you can kind of speak to that helps your business, or do you have people cover open houses? Like, what is it that drives you kind of the most as far as that office?
So with the office, I was looking for learning from Yazi and the team leader and also the designated broker. The majority of my business comes from open houses. And I also really enjoyed, networking, meeting new people, and not just in the profession, but also just other. And through the office, they allowed me to, many opportunities to do that. Now,
you say open houses. Now, tell us, though, you take it to another level. How many open houses did you do, and kind of what did you learn from that? I mean, you got an award recently. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my office, we had a really fun challenge. It was to host 50 open houses in 66 days.
Wow, which is an incredible number. Okay.
Yeah, so many agents were kind of freaked out. They were wondering how they're able to host 50 open houses in 66 days. Yeah. But for me, I had a different challenge for myself. I was thinking, how quickly can I host 50 open houses?
Okay.
So I ended up hosted 55 open houses in 17 days.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and at the end of 66 days, I hosted 107 open houses.
Oh my goodness. That's... I don't even have words for that. That's fantastic. Now, I guess for a newer agent, giving them advice, would that just be work hard, make things happen? Like, what do you think for a newer realtor? Kind of, that's probably unsurmountable for somebody. I mean, just taking baby steps, or tell us a little bit about that.
I always tell newer agents to go at their own pace.
Okay.
Open houses is a number game, so. Sometimes there will be times where you don't have anyone show up to your open houses, but just keep going and host as many as you can in many areas.
Because you never know when that next person comes in that you connect with or whatever.
Absolutely, you just never know who's going to walk through that door. And it's also a chance for you to learn from, different market in different area, and also build that relationship with different agents. Yeah. So in the future, instead of you having to call so many agents for the open house opportunity,
they just
reach out to you.
Oh, that's great. Now you have Tell me about your strategy for connecting with people at an open house. I know you had mentioned something that's different than many people. I'd love for you to share that.
Yeah, I like to just have fun at the open house and to really listen to what people tell me. Really focus on the conversation on the people who come through the open house, what they're looking for, what they struggle with, what's the problem. Even in the market, do they have problem finding homes, or what is it that they need help with? So I focus on that and trying to help them, and that's where my problem-solving skill comes out.
Now, one thing, a lot of times people have open house guests sign in and say, oh, it's for security or for whatever, but we all know it's to get their contact info. What's your strategy for that? Do you have people sign in? Do you just wait to talk to them? How do you manage the whole sign-in process?
Yeah, I used to ask people to sign in, but most of the time I can't even read their handwriting.
Okay.
Or sometimes people would intentionally give you a fake information as well. And so for me, I do think that it's 1 or 2 minutes with a client is a very, very, very precious moment that I get to talk to them and build that connection. Okay. So I only ask to exchange contact information once I have that conversation with them.
Great. Okay.
So I don't ask everyone to sign in.
Really good advice. Okay. Now, Annie, obviously you've been on your own, kind of developing your own business. Any strategies that you think this year that you're excited about or that might change within your business?
Yeah, so I'm very excited that my business is growing and I will need some help. And so I also, learning that I need to learn how to leverage as well. Yes. And to ask, there's a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together.
I love that.
Or need a team.
Okay, yes. You can't do it all on your own, right?
Not at all.
That's exciting. Have you interviewed anybody yet for your upcoming role?
I have been interviewing a few people the past few weeks, so hopefully I'll get the role filled in next week or so.
That's exciting. So tell me, obviously our show, the Milestone Moment, when does it all change, or your trajectory in real estate, and when do you think it kind of shifted, or something that's meaningful to you in real estate?
Yeah, so I always tell people that real estate is not for the faint of heart. Okay. It's a lot of work, and you need to have a solid why, because that reason is going to keep you grounded and is the biggest motivation when things get tough. Mm-hmm. Because coming from corporate background, I understand that by the time it hits 5 p.m. or the weekend, you clock out. Right. You don't ever have to think about work. Right. But in real estate, when you are a business owner, it is 24/7. You can't just turn off the work, right? The business. And so for me, there was no specific moment of turning point, but the turning point for me is every time I hand over the keys to my buyers or, celebrate with my seller at closing. Yeah. Sometimes we cheer in joy, and sometimes there are occasions that we cry with so much happiness. Okay. And those are the moments that remind me of why I do what I do and why I love what I do. Oh my God. And also, through real estate, I'm able to achieve home ownership from myself and my family. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity to be able to help others to achieve that as well.
That's amazing. So obviously you have a complete passion for real estate and changing lives. I also know you have a passion for fashion. Tell us a little about your passion or kind of the things that you enjoy in the fashion world.
I have many hobbies, but one of my hobbies is fashion. I'm very passionate about it. Ever since I was little, I love to dress myself in different dresses and whatnot. I used to have a fashion blog. Okay. And that was really, really fun. And nowadays, I do get asked often about my outfit or fashion tips. Sure. And so now, besides sharing real estate tips, I also try to share some more fashion videos or fashion tips on my social media too.
I love that. And is that all clothes, or is it also like interior design? I mean, do you have an eye for design in general that people are kind of like drawn to?
Oh, good question. Yeah, interior design as well. Okay. So that is one of the complimentary services that I offer to my clients. Oh, wow. Especially working with sellers too, right? They often ask me, hey, Annie, what can we do to the home or prepare it before we go in the market? So sometimes I act as a general contractor and help them manage the whole remodel for them too.
Oh my gosh, it's so much work, but obviously sometimes exactly what needs to be done and you can manage it better than anybody, I assume.
Absolutely. It is a lot of work, but sometimes when I'm so have so much fun with it, it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And especially when you work with a client who understand and on the same pace with you, it feels very fun to do that.
I love it. So it sounds like you connect with clients. You obviously have an eye for interior design. You're a hard worker. You negotiate extremely well. I know that about you as well. That's all the things to be a fantastic realtor. There's a lot of home buyers that watch this, as well as some upcoming agents. Anything that you want to pass on as far as the market this year, or anything that you want to just kind of impart as far as kind of as we close out the show?
Yeah, our market is always changing. So my advice for the newer agents is to learn, to be open, and be flexible and adaptable to our changing market. Yep. And especially also learn how to work with different types of clients as well.
That's awesome.
And for buyers, the market, as we all know and see, that has been cooling down a little bit, but it's also
it's cycle. An opportunity, right?
It's an opportunity for buyers. And with the cycle of our market here in Seattle too, that summertime our inventory is usually higher,
right?
And there's more option for buyers, and now they have to leverage and negotiate.
Yep. Yeah. We know that there's not going to be enough inventory because they're not building them any faster than they were. Buyers are on the sidelines, but that very quickly can shift. You've been a fantastic guest today. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Annie Truong with Keller Bellevue. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.